What's up, guys? Scorekeeper117 here, and today I am doing something different. This is not a let's play, this is just kind of me talking, you know, just a commentary, because something happened today which I have never experienced before. Today I had to go into surgery on my hand, because on my pinky I decided I was going to grow a cyst, and my parents were kind of all freaked out by it. It's like, oh my god, Eric, you need to get that taken care of. And I was just like, I don't care. So they took me to the doctor. First, the doctors, we went into a walk-in place, and they're like, oh yeah, we'll just drain it because they thought it was full of fluid. Doctor stuck a needle in it, pulled out, and there was air. When you're looking for fluid, air is not what you want to see. Air is bad. So, thus began the crazy adventure of going to the hospital thinking that they're going to take out the cyst that day, and they say, oh no, we got to schedule for you for next week, which was today. So it's like, okay, god dang it, now we got to go back again. So we came back, and today was the day of surgery. So it was a new experience for me. Well, first of all, I did not get any sleep last night because I was so worried because I didn't know what was going to happen. And then we went, got to the hospital, they checked us in, they brought me into they called me, they brought me in, and my parents had to stay back. They didn't want my parents in until I was completely prepped and ready. So, you know, just staying in there and stuff, and decided, you know, well, maybe it's not going to be that bad, and in the end it really wasn't, but the anticipation, like, of going into surgery, that was kind of daunting, if you will. But anyway, so we go in, they do, you know, usual doctor stuff, they measure you, they took your weight, you know, temperature, and then they bring me in, you know, and it's like, okay, here is, I had to take out my contacts, and then they gave me a rope. They're like, okay, here, you can keep your underwear on, but you have to get into this rope, and it ties in the back. And I swear to God, that tie in the back is freaking impossible. I could not do it. If you can do it, Pixar didn't happen, but if you can do it, you are a god or something, because that thing, you can't do that. So after that, the nurse came back in. She stuck a numbing agent in my left hand so that she could stick the IV in there, and so that was also fun, because in the feeling of it, like, it didn't hurt, but it was so there, it was uncanny. It was just kind of, the needle was there, and I couldn't, like, move my hand, or else I could feel the needle move in my body, and that was kind of where I was like, oh, that's not right, that doesn't feel natural. So after that, they let my parents come in because I was all prepped. I was lying in the bed. They gave me a couple of warm blankets. Well, I'm lying in the bed, and so my parents come in, you know, and that was the longest 30-minute wait I've ever waited. Like, you think that you have a long 30-minute wait, it's nope. Once you have to wait for surgery, that's like the freaking longest wait ever. So at that point, my parents, you know, it's like, okay, parents, we're gonna have to ask you to leave, and they wheeled me into the surgery room, which, like, okay, so when they wheeled me out, the surgery room, like, they have all the buttons that open the doors, and it's just like, okay, I couldn't see anything because my contacts were out, and it's just kind of, like, and they brought me into the main hub with all the surgeons walking around and stuff, and that was, like, it looked like some sort of top secret base of destruction, and I don't even know. And so that was, so then they bring me down, and they bring me to my room, which happened to be the very, very, very last room. And then it's like, okay, so they wheeled me in, and they were, and they got me from the wheelie bed, that's what I'm calling it, the wheelie bed, onto the operating table. And then from that point on, you know, they're sticking all their stuff on me. They're actually starting to drip the ibuprofen, or whatever it was, through my IV. And then one of the surgeons, because they put me under, but they didn't force me under, they didn't have a breathing tube in me, and so one of the doctors was saying. He's just like, hey, you know, if you look over there, there's a robot that we use for surgery. Yeah, look over there. Look, isn't that cool? And I'm like, yeah, that's kind of cool. And then I fell asleep. Yep, I fell asleep right there, and that was like, and it only took them like 20 minutes or something because it was just a small cyst, and like the doctor said that it came right out. But the next, it's like the last thing I remember was them talking about the robot, and then I fell asleep, and that was like the longest, like, it might have felt like an eternity if I was awake, but I wasn't, thank God. And because they weren't actually, they probably could have gone without putting me to sleep. They could have just numbed my hand, but I just fell asleep. And the next thing I knew, I woke up in the recovery room like, what the hell, where am I? And then the nurse comes in, she's like, oh, you're awake, oh, you want some ice? And then, you know, give you ice to chew on. And then they called my parents back, and they gave me, they asked me if I wanted crackers or pudding, and of course you go for chocolate pudding. Why would you go for crackers, you idiot? But at that point, it's just like, wow, that just happened. I had never gone in surgery before, and like, it just was over. My parents even said that they went to go get coffee, and then like they immediately like had to come back because they, as soon as they got back up to the waiting room, they were looking for them. So luckily it wasn't anything bad. They're still going to send in sample the tissue because it was odd, but they think it was just a cyst. It all came out at once. Right now I have my hand on an ice bag, and I've got this huge bandage thing on it. Like I've been trying to write my homework, and that's not doing well. So moral of the story, chocolate pudding at the end of surgery. That's the whole purpose of surgery, is so you can get the chocolate pudding. If you don't get the chocolate pudding, if you get vanilla pudding, or if you even get the crackers, you are insane. You are insane in the membrane, sir. But anyways, in a serious note, surgery wasn't that bad for me. It was just a little scary because, you know, first time, and you can't really do anything about that. But it just was what it was. You know, you can make the best of it, you can make the worst of it. So with that, right now I'm feeling fine. Like I said, I did get off just a couple hours ago. Got out, like, seriously, I fell asleep and I woke up like 20 minutes later, which was actually probably the best sleep I've had within this week, the 20-minute power nap. But anyways, with that, I want to thank you guys for listening to this rant about me and my surgery. And if you like this kind of commentary thing, that's cool. You can tell me, because I kind of like this, just sitting there, stream of consciousness about stuff that happened. And yeah, thanks for watching.